We're live. Oh man, were we ever close to not making it? I don't know. A lot of people are not here yet this morning because that was a super close one to get here, kind of on time. Definitely a little bit late. Sorry about that, guys. It is so good to be back in town from hunting. If you guys haven't been watching on, hey there, Steve and Becky Peterson, excuse me. I was gone for 5 days, actually. We spent the entire hunting season. It was first rifle here in Colorado. Both my boy and I had bull elk tags, so it was an incredible experience, tons of fun. Ended up with a big bull, which was awesome. Unfortunately, we didn't get two. Fortunately / unfortunately, if you guys are hunters, you know how much work excuse me, dealing with an elk is. And it's a heck of a thing. So hang on one second. So we're here. Dave Bremen, what's happening? Yeah, it was so cool. We hunted our butts off. Roll delinquent, what's going on? We were hunting in a wilderness area. We could get to it really close to where we were hunting in a truck, but then the elk that we were looking for and eventually killed were in a wilderness area. So a lot of walking, a lot of like glassing areas and looking for elk and trying to find them. And then we finally did find the bull that we wanted. We made our move and had to spend 2 full days down in the basin hunting him up, and we got him. It was awesome. It was so good. Mike Ray, what's going down? I forgot to say, welcome to the Gospel of Two Wheels, where the coffee's hot, the bikes are fast, and your comments are absolutely ridiculous. Scott Copland coming in from Dallas. How are you? Yeah, guys. Say where you are, like who you are, where you are, and why don't we today say what your your favorite brand of oil is? That'll be fun. Patrick Mahaffey, what's going on? Old timer, good morning. Jay Wild, what's going on? Coffee's up. Jamison Nygaard, excuse me. It was a great hunt. We really had a wonderful time, and it really worked. Oh yeah, thumbs up, everybody. If you're watching, back out of the chat and give us a thumbs up, and then come right back in. I did not obviously get to schedule this early enough to get a lot of people on here early, whatever. Ethan List, thank you very much. It was a great hunt. Manitoba, Canada, right on, dude. Nice. How is Manitoba these days? I've never been to Manitoba. I've only ever spent time in the very western part of Canada. Like, I mean, I'm talking like on the ocean, Vancouver, Squamish, and that area. So, Robbie Childs, what's happening, dude? That looked like an amazing trip in your little airplane. That looks so cool. Pate Cooper, South Carolina, XR400R, awesome. I actually owned an XR400R one time, James, and it was awesome. I love those things. Rotel, there you go. Changed my mind. I like it, Jameson. I knew someone had to come in with a Rotella comment. I love all you people, no matter what oil you run. And I'm going to eat while we're doing this. And I don't have any schedule for this podcast, so whatever you guys want to talk about, let's talk about. You guys shoot me questions. The XR is going to get a shakedown run very soon. Hopefully tonight. We'll see. I don't know. Richie's doing some cool stuff to my clutch cover, which is going to be cool. It's getting cold in Manitoba. BC is awesome. British Columbia is freaking beautiful. I mean, it's west, right? Like, I love the west. All of the west. The northwest, the southwest, the way northwest where you guys are. I've never been to Alaska. I want to get there. Now I'm fascinated and really stoked on hunting. That was my absolute very first time out hunting anything of any consequence, other than like birds and things like that. But like, and not even really hunting birds, but like as a kid shooting birds, I probably shouldn't have. James Narkiel, what's happening? And that was so freaking cool. Scott Phillips, what's happening? It was so cool to hunt that big dude down and drill him. If anyone cares, I'll just go ahead and go through it real fast. The rifle I used was just a Ruger American 30-06, nothing fancy, with a Diamondback Vortex scope, 6.5 to 20. And actually, he was close enough that the 6.5 was a little bit close. Jay Wild, I should race the XR. I'm not gonna. I just got to keep it in good shape, and I don't. Myself, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Chris Burns, what's happening? Did you see the interview with Graham Jarvis where they asked him about his XC gear bar mount? No, Jesse. I had a friend send me that. I haven't had a chance to check it out. Let's talk about what he said. Jared Bayless, outdoors man. I've considered myself an outdoorsman my whole life, but I've never been a hunter, and now it was wicked. And back to what gear we used. I already talked about the Diamondback scope. Used a Nosler partition, 180 grain, and one shot knocked him down. He was dying, and then we had to finish him off when we got to him. He made it maybe 30 yards from where I shot him before he fell down, and then we got it done. So, gear worked great, and it was amazing. So Chris Burns, there's a really nice 99 KDX 200 220R local to me for sale, mostly original. I want it. Are they good bikes? Chris Burns, yes, the 220s are good bikes. They're honestly stock. They're not as good as the 200, but really the only thing you got to do to make it as responsive as the 200 is go put a KDX 200 carburetor on it. They put a weird carburetor on it. Are there any bikes you don't want to work on, i.e. China? Yeah, I don't. China SSR. Are you buying the beta from a dealer that was denying the customer's warranty work? Pal. So, as far as bikes don't want to work on, I will not work on Chinese bikes, period. And I mean, I'll change tires for people, tubes, things like that. I'm not going to be that much of an elitist. But when it comes to any kind of actual problems with the bikes, I won't touch them. Parts are, and I've had people, you can get parts. No, I've tried it. I'm done. 52A James, what's happening? So, yeah, I won't work on Chinese bikes. I won't work on Harleys. I don't really work on road bikes at all of any brand. I just not any. Again, I'll do services, tire changes, things like that. Actually, I don't do road bike tire changes anymore. I sold our street big tire changer machine because I just don't. I don't know. We're a dirt bike shop, right? That's what we do. And then I am not buying that beta from that dealer. I'm buying the beta from my friend Dan North at True North Motos up in Olympia, Washington. And I know I talk about keeping it local and all that stuff. Well, there is no local beta dealer that I'll deal with. I will not even touch those guys in Grand Junction. And there's no one in any town near here that sells beta. So I'm going with a friend, which I consider also local. Going with a buddy of mine. Dan is a good friend. And I'm buying it from him. I'm excited. Jared, Dynamo Machine. Thanks, dude. Whatever. It's gonna take me a few days to process the hunt. It was amazing. The only thing I'm bummed about is that my kid didn't get an animal, but we worked our asses off to find that one and get close enough to him. So it worked out good. So I hope that answers your question, pal. Do you work on rifles? I do not. I got my friend Dave Brayman above. He's the rifle guy. All I do is clean them. I clean them and sight them in. And that freaking rifle, it was dead nuts. It was the shot, just so you guys know, was under 100 yards. We set up, my kid and I had a plan, and it freaking came together perfectly. Whatever. I wish I'd had a film crew because it was like one of those things you watch on YouTube, man. I mean, they came running towards us, hid a little bit, and then that bull went just broadside across out between these oak brush. Dude, it was whack. it was that part was the easiest thing in, but what you got to understand is that was 4 days in of busting our ass to find that guy. It was amazing. Let's see. Justin Callahan got the TSP Trail Tune on a 23XC, and it runs phenomenal. But I got an ignition fault code, 3 long blinks, 3 stuff. Have you heard of this before? So Justin, I had that fault code many times. It was a ghost code as far as I knew. I never did find anything wrong. and it went away when I got the final map from KTM. But it sounds like you got the TSP map, so that should have taken that away. I would check. I've heard some people have had a ground issue with their ignition coil, so you'll see the ignition coil on those things, a little funky little thing. It doesn't look like a normal one. Make sure everything is grounded and all the connections are good. Get in there and check that out. Craig Shaw, Solid Force Doggy Nailed. Yeah, shout out to my boy Mike Nolan. He's out doing a cash unite, bit of cash in hand for him. Right on. I don't know what that means, but you guys are awesome. Roger Hurt, how much meat did we net? I don't know yet. We kept some to process ourselves. We took the bulk of it to Kennekin Processing because I just don't have time to process that animal. He was a big dude. I'm guessing it's going to be a lot. Like, I don't know. He's a big man, and he wasn't giant. I mean, there's bigger elk out there for sure. But he was a 4x6, if anybody hunters out there know what I'm talking about, and healthy, strong, just badass individual. And he had 4 ladies with him, so it was cool. It was awesome. Hello, Dirt, Matt Simpson, the Great White Hunter. Yes. Let's see. You had a fun weekend. Good to hear. I had fun riding trails for 3 days in Moab, Green River, and Colorado. Nice. Right on, Jared. Awesome. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, check that. Because the ignition coil fault for me was a ghost fault. So hold on, I gotta eat while we're doing this. Look at that. By the way, not sponsoring me, but if you guys are in Montrose and you want breakfast, Gyra Coffee Shop, which is just south of us, is phenomenal. It's run by amazing people. It is a Christian-based place. There's a lot of Christian stuff on the wall. So if you're not into that, be careful. But if you're not into that, I would still please support them because they're awesome people and they make amazing food. Probably about 200 pounds of meat. Then if you make sausages at 250, yeah, Patrick Mahaffey. Yeah, you're probably right. All I know is that I carried a lot of bone up that hill because we didn't bone him down in there. I was like, we're walking. So, what else you guys want to talk about? Baja bike is basically ready. You can see, there we go. The clutch cover is off because Richie Cologne, who's working for me right now, Robert Boucher, what's happening? We're good. I told him the story. Actually, I'll tell you guys the story too because it's awesome. When I was in Mexico I think it was 2005, I was down there to watch the race before I raced it the next year. And Ruth and I, my wife and I, walked up to the Honda pits. And it's cool. It's very relaxed. It's not like going to Supercross where they have things roped off. It's like everybody's just there in the one spot. Went up to the Honda pits and was checking out their XRs. It was, their XR 650s basically look stock. Not a lot of trick parts on them. There's some cool stuff like rear brake caliper. That was super cool. It was a finned one-off billet aluminum brake caliper because Johnny drags his brakes and they needed to keep him cool. So that was awesome. But then I'm looking, and like one of the coolest, simplest, trickiest things I saw on that bike was on the clutch cover and the ignition cover in the words Honda that are imprinted in, like recessed. They had the Mexican flag. They had like green, white, red, or white, red, green, whatever the order is, in the letters. And it was so freaking cool. God, it was so cool. And it was just one of those things like the factory does, right? Like no one else does that. And so Richie is going to do that for me. He said he's going to take care of it. So that's why the clutch cover's off. And I'm hopefully going to get it out. Like I said, maybe tonight for Thursday night ride. I am going to ride tonight, guys. If anybody wants to ride, we're going to go out to Peach Valley, bang around for a little bit, either on this bike or on my other bike. I sold the KTM 300X CW, the 18 to Rich Pierce. Rich Pierce, if you're here. And hopefully you got out on this weekend. He hasn't paid me for it yet though. So if he skipped town, I guess I'm out. But right on. Roger Hurst at Endurocross this weekend with Chris. Right on, dude. Have fun. Is Chris racing? I hope he is. Pal, Garrett Anderson. Yes, a little effort is good for me, dude. So much effort, and it was very good. It was good, not only for my body but my soul. It was. I haven't. A lot of you guys probably don't know my history, my background before motorcycles. I've spent an extended amount of time with a ridiculous amount of weight on my back, backpacking, climbing all over the world, and so it was like this reset in my mind. It was so cool. Pal, 2468 got a Mako on my recommendation. My wife said it was a waste. I'm still gonna suck. Dude, that's awesome. Sorry. I mean, oh, dude, it's so good. But you're gonna feel better while you suck. That's the important part. It doesn't make you not suck. Kel Becker, I got a new dirt bike for my wife. What a great trade. Oh, that's phenomenal. I love my wife, but that is hilarious. Patrick Mahaffey, the race coverage, talking about the Baja race coverage. I'm excited about that too. It's going to be fun. Let's see what else. Oh, I got a big shout out to Steve Boardman and Two Stroke Performance. Steve Boardman is the owner of South Bay Motor Performance, who is the TSP dealer for the United States. Massive shout out to them. I just got a letter in the mail with a check for help out with Baja. So massive thank you to those guys. Really, really appreciate that. Pat, Baja is going to be awesome. Tested out the Starlink. I'm definitely not sponsored by Elon Musk. Although, Elon, if you're watching, I'd be happy to rep you. The Starlink is freaking legit, people. I tested that out this weekend. We're up way out in the middle of nowhere. Whatever. Zero cell coverage where we were camping. And I'd fire that thing up at night when we get back to camp and be able to talk to my wife, send messages, check emails, all that stuff. It was super cool. I mean, I also love the fact that all day long I had no coverage and couldn't talk to anyone. It could just be in my head thinking about elk. I think that's part of why that worked out so well that we got one, is that my kid and I could not be distracted by social media or anything like that. It was and then at night it was only just for like 30 minutes and we shut it back off to just be in the woods. So it was awesome. Tom the Battle Axe, what's happening? Is TPT offering a softer valving setup for the 24XC Explorer forks? Yes. Jeremy Slatton, we have a really good setup for those forks. Really, really, really good. Nice and plush, but still holds up well to big hits. That's kind of our philosophy. I mean, it's probably most tuners' philosophy. I think we do it as well, if not better than most. I mean, there's a lot of other great tuners out there too. So, but we do a good job of setting up for your riding style, right? Because faster guys need a little, obviously be a little stiffer, blah, blah, all those things. But for your riding style to get you dialed in, so the front wheel moves really easily for that first part of the travel and that real choppy stuff that is what is a killer. But then if you accidentally go, holy shit, wham, and hit a big G out, it'll save you there too. Elon, if you watch, yes, I know. Moose balls run the standard size, but 120 tires, not fully seated on the rim. So I just run it and have it expand as it heats up, set the bead, or do I need to shoot air in there? Average Joe mountain bike. So if it's, I don't know how loose it is because I'm not looking at it. And you're right, the 120 tire, a big tire, those moose balls aren't quite big enough. They're pretty good. So I'm guessing you have all the balls in there. So if you don't have all the balls, shove it on, take it off, shove it, or you can just peel one bead off, shove another in there. That's fine. Because I like it to seat the bead. I like a firmer tire than I'm not when I do hard enduro-y kind of things, I'll run it super squishy. But generally, my normal day-to-day riding is not like that. So I like it all fully seated. And not because of the seating. That's what I'm trying to get to. The seating doesn't matter. Like, it does not matter if the bead's not all the way on this, seated, as long as you got your rim lock in there. If it's really loose, you'd want 2 rim locks in there so it doesn't come off. But it's not that big a deal to have a little bit not seated, unless you're trying to get a fuller, more firm feel. So when you're turning hard, things like that it's not rolling. If you're doing more hard enduro-y, crawly, rally, stuff, then I wouldn't even worry about it. I just go ride it. Garrett Anderson, it's a hard life being an influencer. It's tough. As weird as it is, I guess that is part of what I do now for a living. It is amazing how many people bitch at me, though. Yes, Thailand Moped Adventure, replace it with your own balls. I have a set that I took off of an elk if you'd like them. So I hope that answers your question, Average Joe. Let me know. Are you and the boys ready for the final Weeby race? Jay Wild, yes, we are. Well, I think we are. I feel, right now I'm a little beat down physically. Actually, I feel really good. There's a couple things that are sore that just, whatever, carrying hundreds of pounds of meat up a hill will do that to you. But no, I think we're ready. Thomas, my kid, if you guys know, he's won the C-Class championship overall and the Open C. Like, he ran away with it and crushed it. He went 1-1-3-1-1. And so I'm so proud of him. He did really well. So this final race, he's going to race B. We're moving him up. Like, we're not sandbaggers. Something clicked this year because he was not that fast last year. And he had a hell of a season. So we're moving him up to B for that race, and we're going to see how he does. I'm excited about it. He is definitely interested in. We'll see. I want to see how he does. He's interested in going straight to the A class because he's running A times in some stuff, and he's strong, and he's young, and he's fit, and his bike works good, and all that stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. But I want him to race B in Aztec, see how he does. If he crushes it, then he's definitely moving to A. I kind of don't think he's going to because it's a longer. It's a longer course, right? Like, these C races are short; they're hour and 15 minutes. He doesn't even wear hydration. He wears hydration, but he doesn't use it. He wears a fanny pack with some water in it. But, like, what are you gonna do? He's mid race, so we'll see. The Pro AB race is 2 hours. That's a lot longer, and so we'll see. Let's see. Jeremy Slide, don't listen to the haters, live in the dream. Yeah, you bet, man. I don't really listen to them. Every now and then they get under my skin and I got to say something, but generally I don't really care. Tom Battleaxe, yeah, jump to A. I know he does need to jump. I don't know. We'll see. I kind of want him to go straight to A. He wants to go straight to A, so we'll see. Probably will. I'm hoping to start racing again next season. It's been, yeah, dude, Patrick, get after it, dude. Get back on that bike. It'll help you be in shape. It'll make you a happier human. You know that. AO has deals on 4 strokes for Thomas. Yeah, he wants $3,500 off. Okay, wow. So we got to talk. Anyway, yeah, because Thomas is thinking about going to a 350. He loves his YZ250, but 350s are stupid fast. So, yeah. So, and he likes them. He's ridden to friends, and he loves it. So that might have to happen. That's a good idea. Do I have a special microphone on my helmet cam? My GoPro has bad audio and riding. It's chin mounted on the helmet. Clownfish, I do not have a special mic. I use the mini. I don't know. Do you use the normal GoPro? Because when I use a normal GoPro, it's a 9. It's a little older, but the audio is no good. When I use my mini and it sits right like in front of the hole, the breath hole, whatever, that's why it sounds good. Roger Hurd went straight to A. Right on. B riders are out for blood because they're good enough to go fast, but not good enough to be safe. Happens on road track. Yeah, Tom, I hear you. When do you want to test Garrett, when do you want to test the 450? I don't know. I literally got home last night, so we haven't been able to talk much. We all got some pizza, hung out for a little bit, and went to bed. Had a little bit of elk first, actually. Thank you so much. It does answer my question. It's just barely not seated in one place. Everybody else is good to go. Can't wait. yeah, average Joe, then just run it. And if you're running a cheater tire, it sounds like you want to do creepy crawly, um, a little bit more hard endury kind of stuff. So I would, yeah, run it like it is. It'd be good. And like I said, it's not going to come off. Let's see. What else was I going to talk about? I can't remember. It's craziness here. My life is craziness. I've been gone. I missed 3 days of work to hunt, and so now I'm back in it. I'm looking around. There's lots of things here. Some I recognize, some I don't. So they've been getting work done. I've been so out of communication that it, I don't know what is happening at all. But Scott Phillips, thank you very much. I'm really happy. Maybe I'll just drop it when I pick up my pipe. Yeah, right on, Garrett. Yeah, drop it off. You know what? That'd be great. He'd love to ride it this Thursday. Kel Becker, Taco, get ECU versus Vortex ECU for 24 EXC. I'm an Australian, so Vortex is local. Thoughts? Ooh, that's a good one. Sorry. Cal, my inclination is the Taco, get ECU, because I've ridden it, like way more. I've ridden the Vortex too. I've ridden it more, and I know Mike. I know what he does, and he's explained the kind of the details of what the two maps are and all that stuff. So, Terry, what's happening? TBT AZ, how's it going, man? So I'm more intimate with the Taco ECU, and I feel like he does an amazing job. It was phenomenal. So yeah, I would go Taco, but with the Vortex, like he said, it's local. Yeah, I don't know. So let me give you the kind of the lowdown of why I like the Taco. First of all, his two maps are wildly different. He sets up one, and you can talk to him about like changing this, but his normal setup, sends an ECU, blah blah blah, is he's got a map that's like all the beans, like a full-on motocrosser, just like crazy fast, nutty. And first of all, real quick, Josh Gookneck, thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I will keep the vids up. So that's super cool. It's crazy. And then his other map, he's specifically built for places like Mexico. And I don't know how Australia is, but Mexico is full of bad gas. And you never know what kind of octane, how much, whatever. So he sets it up for that. So it'll run on crappy gas without pinging and detonating and all that stuff. Full traction control. So it's real mellow and really easy to ride through the hard stuff. It's just really well set up. So I like it very much. Jay, we did disconnect and had a wonderful time. It was awesome. Twisted Development on the EC. Oh, Skyfield, right on. I've not heard or talked to those go. Kel Becker, the Acro, the pipe doesn't matter. All pipes are good. Careful with the tacos in Mexico. No, I will eat lots of tacos. I'm a Mexican taco fiend, like real Mexico taco fiend. Actually, just a taco fiend. If I had to choose one kind of food for the rest of my life, it'd be tacos. If I could choose a genre, it would be Mexican, so I could have some burritos too, and some carne asada and things like that. But yeah, Kel, the pipe doesn't matter between Acro and the Graves or whatever. Any nice free flowing exhaust is going to work with either of those. Cool. Jay, the stock pipe on the EXCs is terrible. Horrible. If you haven't ridden one or checked one out or taken one apart, do. I agree with you a lot on like the XCs and things like that. You don't need a pipe. But the EXCs and the XCWs, they're horrible. Clownfish, where did I grow up? Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Craig Shaw, just a quick shout out condolences to Luke about the referendum result. White bikes matter. Craig, I don't even know what that's about. I saw that. Yeah, you'll have to explain that. I don't know what the referendum result was. I said I've been gone. I don't know. What you reckon about longer silencers? Morgan on the TX XC bike. Shorty is a bit loud and surely couldn't help torque. I'm on the XC silencers. So, first of all, my bike, my XC with that short silencer and the Spanish Fly spark arrestor is real free flowing. The bike runs great. It feels like it has plenty of torque. Of course, I do have a high compression head and the tune and blah blah. But even bone stock, it felt really good because I rode the bike stock for a little while and it felt great on the torque. But not as good as probably it could be with something else. The loud part is probably my least favorite part, although it sounds really good. But it's not like annoyingly loud. Like it's not that annoying because I don't like crazy loud. I hate loud 4-stroke silencers. They're the worst. God, they hurt. So the loud part is the one part that I don't love because I like to be sneaky if at all possible. So people don't get mad and angry that we're out there. And so I like the longer silencer for that. Also, the longer silencer should develop more torque. I don't know that you can really feel the difference, like stock to stock, like just bolt a longer one on, like an XCW one onto an XC, and I don't know that you're going to feel that. I mean, maybe you would. I haven't done that, but I kind of doubt that you would. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I like the Shorty because it looks awesome. Let's see. Fish tacos off the good tacos for life. Yes. One day you have real money. I want you to do a full twisted XC with Enzo KYB. Yeah, dude. Sorry. So I have the Taco Get on my 350. Yeah, it runs really good. The Taco, he does a great job. I'm sure the Vortex is too. And again, going back to what we're talking, like being real clear, we're talking about EXC, XCW models that are all choked up to meet. Well, yeah, XCWs aren't that bad anymore, but let's just go EXC models, the street legal models that are all choked up and terrible. Mostly headers, not all mufflers actually provide gains. So, yeah, fair enough, Jay. I get it, 100%. Yeah, like, well, and if all like, so if you like, especially, so I'm 100% with you, Jay. If you take a 350 XCF, right, brand new one, stock, and spent $1,800 on a new header and pipe, probably all you might notice is it sounds different, and you'd feel like it was faster, but it wouldn't actually be faster because you got to do something to the front end of the motor to work with that different exhaust, back pressures and things like that. So yeah, 100% I agree. When are you going to do more work on the 24 XCW? On the throttle very soon. Hopefully, hopefully this week. I've got parts to put on that. So yeah, I've just been super busy with the hunt and everything. Any recommendations on 2T oil for the KX100 ratio? Slow trail rider. Joe Wallace, my kids on their KX100s, because they both rode one, we ran MotorX 40. Yeah, MotorX 40 to 1. If you're slower trail rider, maybe drop the oil down a little bit. But my kids like to wring them out, so I run a little more oil in there, so it migrates around and gets good. Scott Phillips, how old is my kid on the verge of A class? 17, so he's ready. Anthony Bornatoni, yeah, XCW content's coming. As you can imagine, it's been crazy. Trying to get this bike ready for Mexico, go hunting, go, whatever. It's nutty, but yeah, it's coming. Don't worry. Longer pipes to me have always made the bottom end very smooth and 4-stroke like traction. Great if it's slippery, but a little boring in the dry without the instant throttle snap. Yeah, Tom, I'm with you. Again, I think most people probably can't tell the difference if you just go stock to stock and don't change anything else. But yeah, might lose a pound or two, not like the old days. Yeah. Oh, on the pipes. Yeah, Garrett. That's the other biggest thing about this is to Jay, and I know we've already clarified what we're talking about, but for anyone who's thinking like I don't need a pipe, you first of all you don't need one, right? Like none of us need any of this except for our mental sanity. That's the only reason we need these motorcycles. That's important, but you don't need a pipe. But the difference between, again, we're talking about EXCs. The EXC muffler is the dumbest like boat anchor of a thing. It weighs a metric ton, and taking that off, when we did that with the Graves, it was a solid 5 pounds. 5 pounds off of a very high point in the bike, right? It's not a flat track. The high point of the bike, 5 pounds off. That's huge. And honestly, most of us would rather eat tacos than lose the 5 pounds. So, you can just buy that. All right. Jay says, okay, 40 to 1 on a 150, 57 hours on top end was fine. Right on. Yeah. 40 to 1 is brilliant. I like 40 to 1, no matter what, because it also, another clarification about 40 to 1, because really different bikes probably should get different oil ratios depending on how they're ridden. Like smaller bore, higher revving should have a little more oil in them, and bigger bore, slower revving can get away with a little bit less, and not be superfluous. Like more is always fine, right, until it starts to foul plugs. But like it's never bad to have more oil in your motor, but to not just burn it and throw it out the back. So let's say, so like I like 40 to 1 because I can run that in my 300 and I can run it in a 125 and it's all fine. To me, best vids you do are the ones when you're riding with your boys. Thanks, man. I never got the chance to ride with mine. Keep making the memories, man. Thanks, old timer. Those are my favorite moments in my life. I just had, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to get emotional if I'm not careful. Hunting with my youngest son was an amazing experience. I hope you guys see it. I spend a lot of time with my kids. I love my kids. I love my wife. I love my family. And I love spending time with them. To me, it's the most important. Money, whatever. I don't have much of it because I've got too many motorcycles, and I don't even care. My son-in-law's KX needs a pipe. So loud. Oh, dude, Garrett, yeah. 250Fs are the worst. Like, shout out 250F 4-strokes, like F and 4-stroke. Anyway, 250Fs right now, this era of them, are the loudest, most obnoxious motorcycles on earth. I can't stand them. Like, the bikes are fine, but ugh. The only problem with removing the EXC exhaust is you 100% need to remount. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tom Battleaxe. Yeah, if you yank that pipe off and don't do anything to the ECU, you're probably gonna burn it up eventually. Yes, Garrett Anderson, I'm gonna lose 5 pounds so I can run into you in the corners next season. I like it. Let's do it. Garrett's moving up to the A class. I can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun. Jab Boer. Probably just Boer. Anyway, hello from Belgium. Love all your content. Keep it up. Was wondering if you ever encountered a bad water pump O-ring on a 2020 TPI. Have a bit of mayo under oil filter cap. Oil filler cap. I have not yet. Jab, I haven't seen that yet, but that is definitely a possibility. So not a problem we've seen here at the shop, but absolutely could be. And, the reality is I see a lot of things that end up being like common problems. And sometimes I catch them earlier than the rest of the world, or maybe not the rest of the world, but I get them earlier and get them out to the planet faster because I do this YouTube thing. But, that one is not one I've seen. Let's see. That's usually moisture buildup from short trips. There you go, Jay. Thanks, man. So it shouldn't be moisture, shouldn't be moisture building up under the oil filler cap though. That's weird. Oh, there you go. All kinds of water crossings and sitting. There we go. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Bad. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not even sure where the water pump O-ring would be, but yeah, I don't know. Check these guys out, see what they do. Maybe. By the way, can we talk about how crappy the KTM oil filler thing is? Like that is like that's stupid. You can't see in there. It leaks. Anyway, nice job, KTM. For all those people who think I'm just a KTM pusher, I saw that comment on a video recently. Oh, KTM pusher. I'm like, whatever. I can point out some. The only bike that I will fight you to the death on being the greatest bike ever is this one. If anyone wants to argue with me, they can come down here to Montrose, Colorado, and we will straight out battle it out. But if she was getting hot, the water would evaporate completely. Yeah. So, but Jay, the male under an oil cap thing, it's not an oil. It's the oil filler cap for the injection oil. So, the hot thing wouldn't matter because it doesn't get hot. But you're right about what I think you're talking about. Yeah, KTM oil filler caps leak constantly. Never push KTM as hard as Kyle. No, I will never push it as hard as Kyle. I mean, I love my 300. It is freaking brilliant, and it's been so good. But I can't wait to get the beta. So I noticed some in engine vent hose. Also cleaned all that up, but still comes back. Engine vent hose. Okay, so so the engine vent hose, that's the tranny, and you might have a leak. If it's in there, you might have a leak. Yeah, Tom the Balax, you mean the plastic filler cup right to the clutch? No, I'm talking about the plastic, the for injection oil. And yeah, the one any there's lots of bikes. Honda had the worst for filling transmission oil on the CRFs. It was this, dude. It took forever to put transmission oil in those things. Damn alone, the mailman, what's happening? God, I eventually got to the point, like at the shop, I would lay them on their sides, take the inspection cover for turning the motor over, and pour the oil in that way, because draining it in through the tiny little hole that they had right above the clutch was the most. Oh my God, I wish you hadn't mentioned that. That makes me mad even thinking about it. Bruce, I'm still so happy you're getting a beta. Me too. I'm really happy. I can't wait. Tom the Battle Axe. I'm with you. Let's see. Yeah, I hope you guys don't think I'm cringy or too sold out. That's my favorite thing. That I'm so sold out to a company. I like Rocky Mountain ATV because I'd like to. I mean, I think everybody knows this. You can buy anything from Rocky Mountain ATV. You can buy Bulletproof Designs. You can buy. You can buy Mako 360s. You can buy OEM parts. You don't have to buy their stuff. Like, you can buy anything. Jay, can you bring a bike from out of state to ride, or is it a process to ride legally? No, you can bring a bike from out of state and ride anywhere you want. You do need a off-road OHV sticker for Colorado, but that's just help pay for our trails and things like that. So yeah, it's $25, $25.25, and it's good for a whole year. Well, it's not good for a whole year in Colorado. It's good from March to March, which is stupid. So if you get one in March, then you're good for a year. Otherwise, it's stupid. Ryan McKibben, what's happening, man? McKibben! God, I love that name. But oh yeah, Garrett Anderson. You can buy Bulletproof unless you have a beta. You can't even buy Bulletproof for your beta from Bulletproof, like .com, bulletproofdesigns.com. You can't even buy it there. It's literally only from Beta USA. Now that's gonna be interesting when I get my beta, because I'm gonna beg and plead Bulletproof Designs to send me some, because as you can see, Bulletproof Designs, one of my favorite companies on earth, and they sponsor me. Full disclosure, I don't pay for any of my parts for me or my kid. So thank you very much, Bulletproof, but they're the best. Like, you guys are, whatever. They're the best. But I'm going to hope that they can pull some strings and get me in it. Jay Wild, see you soon, man. I can't wait. It's going to be good. Mentioning the Mako, my shark bite is worn already, bar shifting forward and back a bit. Yeah, Bruce, sometimes that happens. my 18 I sold Rich. I need to get him a new shark bike because they're doing that kind of early too. I think it depends, Bruce, on the if you run the really soft big polymers. I think there's more force on that because there's anyway. You get it. Anyway, so I think that makes them wear out fast. Range in the desert for a 350 on a stock tank. Asking for yes, counter shocks, Nathan. I love it. Can't wait to see you, dude. Oh, we're gonna have so much fun. 350. Which one? It's not an SX. I'm guessing XC is probably in the desert range. It's probably 60. Nah, I don't know. We're not gonna be going fast when we're all pre-running together, but probably 75 miles. I'm guessing. Maybe not down there in Mexico at sea level. I don't know. Not that long. But here's the thing: when I borrowed a bike to pre-run on, because I know what you're doing there, I bought the guy a big tank. That was kind of like my payment for borrowing the bike. I bought a big tank for an XR400 one time to pre-run when I soloed. Jay, Rocky Mountain ATV is great, but Tusk is the Harbor Freight of the moto world. In some way, well, okay, yeah, I'll agree. They're the Harbor Freight of the moto world, but then sometimes Harbor Freight makes some nice stuff for what it is. Right? It's not as nice. Period. Nothing I've gotten from Tusk is as nice as like the American counterpart, if there is one, or Japanese counterpart. It's definitely not. It's not as, the machining's not as good, all that stuff. Except, though, that Tusk skid plate on my XC was built in the U.S. Because they do that. Rocky Mountain has a full production facility, and they can machine things and all kinds of cool stuff in Utah. And what happens is that if it does well and the demand outgrows the ability to produce, they have to outsource it and they go overseas to China. So like it happens, and sometimes they anyway. So how to be crying? Go into the mountains and have a breakdown. Assume everyone else needs to hear you whine. What? I don't know what you mean. Hello, Dirt. That I don't know what you're talking about. If we ask the state to do something as complicated as assign dates to our OHV stickers, we'll never actually get them. Fair enough. Yeah, our OHV is stupid. The money does go well, so I won't complain about that. The money does do well, because they, at least in our area, we get a lot of stuff built from those OHV dollars. The KTM oil injection filter cap sucks. Leaks, and without fail, every time I've ever added oil, I overfill. I deleted my 24 TBI, so no more. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it's the freaking stupidest thing ever. Tokyo off-road. And the neck is black. It doesn't have to be black. If it were white, even like opaque white, it would be easier to tell when the oils come. Whatever. I don't need to talk about that. Beta parts availability is one of the things I hate most about Stevie's bike. Yeah, Anthony, Tony, I get it. Especially where you are. But you're in Steamboat. They have a dealer. But yeah, it's a thing. We're going to find out. Cringy, not crying. I don't know what you're talking about, though. How to be cringy. Oh, going to the mountain. Oh, there we go. Now I get it. Now we're going back around to Kyle. XC counter shocks. I'm guessing down there, 350 XC with the stock tank is probably good for 60 to 75 miles. The reason you don't think you ever sell out is because everything you promote is actually good. PPD is some of the best, along with E. Absolutely, Tom the Battle Axe. And actually, so here's one thing too. Like, just a quick, and I'm not going to focus on people who are angry at me. That's not the point. Actually, I really want to tell you guys this because I think it lets you a little bit into me as how I do things and why I do things. So I do test things that I hate. I just don't talk about them. A lot of times. Now, like the X-Teen carburetor, I felt like I needed to tell you guys not to buy one because it sucked so bad, right? And it's an expensive part that a lot of people are going to probably try to buy to work, save money from a smart carb or a Electron and all that stuff. I thought it was really important for me to stop that so you don't waste your money. There's a lot of things out there that I've gotten for free that we just don't talk about it because I'm not going to be that guy. I don't especially small companies, guys that make little things, little trinkets in here and there, and they suck, they don't work, or they're not worth the money. I just don't talk about it because I don't want to beat the guy down. I tell him my opinion. or her. It's always been him, so him. My opinion, and I explain it and whatever. But I don't just blast them out on the internet. I'm not that guy. Unless, again, if it's something that I see a lot of people promoting or see a lot, like, I'm like, that I will be out loud about. But so yeah, everything I talk about, not everything, but a lot of things I talk about, they're glowing reviews because they're good. So, Bruce can agree. Purple polymer puts a lot more. Yeah, purple polymers probably put a lot more stress on the shark bite. I agree. I didn't have too much trouble getting beta parts. Did limit my options though, for sure. Reasons we don't. Yeah, I know. Congrats on the hunt. Great exercise. Yeah, Dan Malone. It was a hell of a lot of exercise, and now I have a ton of grass-fed organic meat to eat. So I'm stoked. Scott Phillips, where to get my soft jaws? Those are Race Tech, and I like them a lot actually. They're really good, and good for the money. I call a beta dealer and they can drop ship. All I need is 46 days to get a bit of money. Yeah, for sure, Bruce. Let's see. Ryan McKibben, loves seeing the progression of your boys on their bikes. I have a 7-year-old TTR 110, 11-year-old Husky 85. Sometimes watching my boys scares me, but at the same time, love watching them rip around. Have a great weekend. We will definitely be riding this weekend. Ryan, I can only say it gets more and more terrifying as they get old. When they get to going fast on big bikes, it is... I got to read this out loud, even though it doesn't go along with my family-friendly thing. I got to say, my local beta dealer, this is Grand Junction, gargles balls. And yes, they do. I wouldn't go in there. You couldn't pay me to go in there. Kian Air Striker stick metering block is money as in expensive, or is it money like you like it? Because I've heard a lot of people really like those, and I've had other guys more indifferent than anything. Like, they didn't feel like it did much and a little bit of struggle with jetting. But I've actually never messed with one. I had one for a while to mess with, and I just never got to it. I gave it back to my buddy. I love my XCW, but it's tall for me. Yes. Have you ever cut seat foam down? Yeah, dude. Clownfish. Yeah, you can cut seat foam down. The biggest thing I can tell you is, so the very worst thing that can happen with you cutting your own seat foam is that you ruin the seat and you got to buy a seat, which sucks and it's expensive and all that. But it's not the end of the world. You don't ruin the bike, right? You're like, ow, it's not thousands of dollars. So yeah, try cutting it down. The best way to do it, I don't know that you're going to go do this, is get one of those old turkey carvers that has the 2 blades, and then you get a flapper wheel on a, like a sanding flapper wheel on a die grinder and smooth it out and make it look nice. That's the thing. Like, you do want to take your time to make it nice and smooth, because if you don't, first of all, your seat cover is going to look like absolute ass, and then it's not going to feel good when you sit down. Just a slow, easy ride with sand washed and single track. Made 93 miles on my stock 23 EXCF tank. So, Don, EXCs are definitely going to get way better mileage than the XCF. And our desert, the reason Countershocks Nathan is asking is because he's coming to Mexico with me to pre-run. There will be no slow or single track. Yeah, exactly. If you don't have anything nice to say, exactly, Tom. I just don't like, oh yeah. David Kessler, what about Panthera electric start? No, I'll badmouth that all the time again, because I don't want people buying that thing and wasting their money. So that's not an exception, and I will badmouth that 100% because I do not want people wasting their money on the Panthera electric start for the YZ. Please don't buy it. There you go. I'll say it 100 times. And that comes from a guy who, at first, I was enjoying it. It was like, man, a lot of little problems, but we're going to fix those. They're kind of easy problems to fix, and we're going to get this thing dialed in. And I love having an electric start on my YZ and all those things. And then I got through all the little problems, and the thing, I couldn't fix it. I couldn't make the thing right. So, it sucks. I will tell everybody about that. Oh yeah, Garrett Anderson, I think Enduro Engineering makes good KTM seats for a good price. Yes, they do. Back to whoever was asking about that. Yeah. Who was that? I missed that. Oh yeah, Clownfish. So yeah, check out Enduro Engineering. They're way cheaper than Seat Concepts. The Seat Concepts is definitely industry standard, baddest of the bad, right? Like seat. They're just super well made. They're made in the U.S. All the things, right? They check all the boxes, but they also check the box of crazy money for a seat. Well, yeah, it's probably $300, right? Um, yeah, so yeah, anyway, they're amazing seats, and if you can afford one, get it. Liz Silva, don't sit. I'm with you. I will never put seat concepts except for I would like to have one for the XR because the XR 650s you sit a lot. Racing the Baja 1000 you sit a lot because you just can't stand up that long. For that bike or dual sport bikes, guys cruising around like just doing whatever, sit down for sure and buy seat concepts if you can. If you need a low seat and you don't want to shave foam and all, because the other problem with shaving foam is that when you shave that stock foam down, it's so much softer than normal foam, it's so much softer than the foam they put into low seats. You hit the seat pan fast. If you cut it too thin, you'll feel your butt on the seat pan. Then you're really uncomfortable. Liz is right, stand up. But when they do a low seat, like Seat Concepts or Enduro Engineering, whatever, they use a thicker, more dense foam so that it works. Anyway, so do that. Gary, I need a seat for my KTM. The orange is gross. I like my orange seat, but I hear you. It's kind of Don T, have a great day, man. Oh no, your dog just puked all over the floor. I've been there. I've had lots of dogs. Are there any good e-starts for the YZ250? I've heard the Fish one, FISCHE or something like that, is supposed to be good, but I've never even seen it in a video, so I don't know. Use a Panthera Gen 1 CR 500 e-start. It's not $200 for fine part by any means. Yeah, Panthera, just whatever. The guy that owns that company is a pile of crap. I don't like him. I'll say it out loud. Sometimes you can find an aftermarket part, secondhand, the art of secondhand deal. Yeah, absolutely. I went to a softer foam with guts and stock cover seemed to be a good option. There you go, Bruce Kennedy for sure. Yeah, guts makes really nice seats too if you are a sitter. And that's the other thing. Some people just sit when they ride, and I've been passed by some dudes sitting down. Like, it's just, yeah, whatever. It's a style thing. It's like watching Lee Trevino swing a golf club. It looks like there's no way that ball could ever go the direction he was aiming. Yet he made a living playing golf. So sometimes you just got to do it your way. We're about to head out there for our annual trip. How are the trail conditions? High altitudes have too much snow yet. Herlo, yes. High altitudes have a crap load of snow, like way up high. Like the plateau, Uncle Parker Plateau, for instance, where I was hunting, does not have any snow on it right now, but it's coming. So keep an eye out. You'll see. But like the San Juans, all that, they're white. Stephen, Becky Peterson, have a great day. Yeah, I got to go, guys. It's 8:30. Thank you guys so much for being here. Sandy Smith, I will talk to you today. Yeah, I'll give you a ring. The answer is I have not yet taken that motor apart because I have been so busy with the hunt and everything like that. So I apologize. I didn't realize how crazy it was going to be without Zach. So anyway, I know you're packing late, but I'm going to take that apart today. So yeah. All right. The above 10K is day to day for snow. Yeah. Above 10,000 feet is day to day for snow for sure. All right, guys, I got a boogie. Punk Rock Club. You guys are my favorite. Absolutely. Lee Trevino reference. You like that? I'm sure you've seen him swing golf club. Punk Rock Club. I love you guys more than I love everyone else. You are my absolute favorite people on earth. God, I love you and I love everything here. This is an amazing place. Thank you. You guys have a great day. Get out, spread the gospel to wheels. Please, we need more dirt bikers because dirt bikers are better people. And I desperately hope that what we're doing here is inspiring you guys all to work on, but way more importantly, get out and ride your dirt bikes!